What's up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of Crush City Territory. I'm Chandler Rome, joined by Tyler Stafford after Yordan Alvarez has maybe his first MVP moment of a first half that has got him atop MVP leaderboards. He hit a go-ahead, well, was it go-ahead? Yeah, it was a go-ahead grand
hmm
slam off of Joe Ryan as part of a 6-run fourth inning in the Astros 6-4 win over the Minnesota Twins on Tuesday. And Tyler, Yordan Alvarez came into Tuesday's game in an 0 for 16 funk. He was taking multiple rounds of early batting practice before Monday and Tuesday's games, which is something he normally does not do. He rarely hits on the field at all, much less taking early BP before the games. So you could tell that he was working through some stuff. You could tell that just his timing wasn't right, and just he's not immortal. Like he's human, so he wasn't going to have he wasn't going to go through this season without some form of a slump. But then his first at bat on Tuesday, a 115.1 mile an hour single through the right side, and then just a blast to one of the deepest parts of the ballpark with the bases loaded. After Jose Altuve worked a bases loaded walk on a ABS challenge call at the end of the at bat, got the baton passed to Yordan Alvarez, who did what you have come to expect Yordan Alvarez to do.
Yeah, I mean, what a fun sequence. First off, let's talk about the Altuve at bat. 1 week ago, I tweeted Altuve has been noticeably more patient on pitches just off the plate away lately. That's just I've just noticed that in him. He always does the thing where he like takes it and then he kind of stares over
Mm-hmm.
at it and then looks
Mm-hmm.
back at the umpire like he's scared that he's going to call it a strike. But with the ABS system, umpires have been a lot more fair on that outer part of the plate where Altuve used to chase a lot more, and he's been more patient on that. And he looked at one in a full count and uh, was able to challenge it and draw the walk. And that was very impressive to me to show that patience. I mean, it wasn't that far off the plate, obviously, but to be able to work that walk and then force them to have to pitch to Yordan, because I think in any other situation you would pitch around him, but it's a one-run game. The bases are loaded. You don't have anywhere to put him. You kind of have to pitch to him, and that is what happens. I mean, he's the best hitter on the planet. He's so scary. That ball too. I mean, he had to pull his hand so far inside. That was a fastball up and in that he pulled 420 30 feet or whatever to right center field. I mean, it's not like it was your classic lefty like down and in where you can really get your hands down in. I mean, it was up at his chest and he had to pull his hands in and just effortlessly can launch a baseball. I mean, he is so good. And I mean, I agree with you. I don't know what else you need from an MVP. I mean, he leads the league in just about everything. He leads in runs, home runs, on base percentage, slugging, OPS, OPS plus. He's right off the leaderboard in batting average. He's right there in RBIs as well. I mean, he's just yeah. To me, I think he is the front runner for MVP. Is that true? What are the odds right now? I guess I can look that up.
I have not looked up the odds on FanDuel. Maybe you should. FanDuel,
Uh,
great sponsor of Foul Territory and Crush Shade Territory. I
mhm.
don't know what the odds are. I would assume he has to be.
He is now.
I
Yeah.
would assume he has to be the front runner. But I did wonder, as it was happening last night, and I understand. Look, I mean, it was a game on June 29th between two teams that are under 500. There was like 20,000 people there. Like, it was not, the stakes were not high. This was not a championship style setting, but that's a moment. Like, when you
Mhm.
start, like when you at the end of the season, if Jordan Alvarez maintains his pace and he maintains his position as one of, if not the front runner for AL MVP, we will look back at certain times during the season and point and say, okay, that kind of
Hmm.
set him apart, like seminal moments. You'll remember that series in Arlington where he just went crazy against the Rangers, hitting 5 homers in 3 days. You'll remember this against Joe Ryan, who
For sure.
is a very good pitcher. Joe Ryan, I don't know if you would call him an ace yet, but I mean, he's gotten Cy Young votes before. He's made an all-star team. He's going to maybe be a pretty valuable trade chip at the coming deadline. This is a good pitcher, and Yordan Alvarez came up with the game was on the line. I mean, it wasn't the ninth inning, but I mean, his team was down. They needed a big hit, and Yordan Alvarez did what MVPs are supposed to do in an MVP type season. But I do wonder, because he's a DH, because he played left field last night, didn't go particularly well, but he played left field last night, and he's played a
Only for
little.
8 innings, though.
Yep. Um,
Watch out.
He's played a little more left field recently than he did at the beginning of the season. I don't know if that's just a response to the Astros' anemic offensive outfield. I don't know if that's just they feel more comfortable playing him out there because he asked. I think it's probably a little bit of both. But suffice to say, he's not their everyday left fielder. He's not going to be out there making defensive plays and impacting the game on defense. He's not going to really impact the game on the bases either. So it's all boils down to his at bats. So I guess I wonder, because of that, because he has maybe fewer chances to impact the game in other ways, like, will he need more MVP moments like that than maybe like a Bobby Witt would, or an Aaron Judge would? Because Aaron Judge, plays the outfield. I mean, am I just completely off base, or do you kind of see what I'm saying, that he maybe has to do this a little bit more than maybe some other candidates?
I think, I mean, yes, and he is right now,
Right.
right? I mean, like he is the front runner, so uh, he has the best odds to win right now. Bobby Wood Jr. is actually third. Would you like to guess who is number two?
Is it Nick Kurtz?
It is. That man terrifies me. That is Yordan West. He is a scary hitter.
Should be
But
noted.
yeah,
Should be noted that Nick Kurtz is an everyday first baseman. He plays first base every day. I would not say he's a. I would
come
not say
on,
he's an elite defender by any means, but he does play defense. And
that
if
doesn't
that
count.
matters to some people, I'm not saying it matters to me. Not saying it should matter, but it matters to some people.
It would have mattered 15 years ago. I don't think it matters. I think most people recognize that unless you're, a Christian Walker type at first base, your defense is not doing that much over there. And it's really just about your bat. But I mean, yeah, he plays first base. Okay. But I mean, no, Jordan, I agree with you. I think he does need to hit significantly more than others, but he is, and he
Right.
consistently does that. So, yeah, I mean, this is his year because Judge is going to be out for a while. He's not going to be able to get back in this race. The Royals are terrible. Um, you know, it's his year to lose it.
No, I agree. And Nick Kurtz, obviously, the A's are not Royals level terrible. The A's are hanging around in the American League West. If they can pitch it even a little bit, they can really maybe make some headway because their lineup's pretty good. But of the people we're talking about that are like the front runners, Yordan Alvarez is probably on the best team, which is not something I thought I would say, 3 weeks ago. But he is probably playing on the best team among the AL MVP front runners. I don't, again, the weird thing about discussing this, and the weird thing about trying to analyze this, is it's 30 voters from it's 30 voters, two from each city that has a BBWA chapter. So it's 30 different thoughts and 30 different, definitions of what makes someone the most valuable player. Some voters value that a player plays defense. Some voters value that a player is on a good team, on a contending team. Others just look at WAR. Others look at stats. Like, it's hard to just have blanket statements of saying if he does this, he's going to win. It's just not as easy as that. But the more times he does what he did, the more times he can accomplish what he did last night, which is, be on highlight reels, have MLB official accounts and things putting him out there as, hitting a go-ahead grand slam to put the team on his back and win a game that they didn't need to win it, but it benefited them that they won the game. I mean, it gives them a chance to salvage a series today. They came back from a 3-0 deficit after one inning, and Yordan Alvarez was a big part of that. And of course, he did it hitting a home run, which is no surprise. It's his 26th home run of the year. Leads the American League. Again, Kyle Schwarber still leads Major League Baseball. But if you want to take advantage of Yordan Alvarez and his home run potential, may we direct you to the Daily Dingers portion of FanDuel. That's right. As always, we love FanDuel as part of the sponsorship here on Crush City territory and on Foul territory. And they're giving you a chance to call your shot with Daily Dingers. You can make a free pick on who's going to hit a home run in their game. And if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet and a chance at extra winnings. It's easy to say Yordan Alvarez is the guy that you want to bet on. Taj Bradley will pitch for the Twins tonight. For me, it doesn't matter who's pitching with Alvarez. Like he's pretty much the safe assumption. But elsewhere, up and down the Astros lineup, if you want maybe a sneakier play or if you want just somebody different, Cam Smith hit two just absolute bullets on Monday night. His third multi-homer game of his major league career. And Tyler, as we've discussed, when Cam gets a hold of a ball, especially to his pull side, when Cam gets the ball in the air to the pull side, he does not get cheated. Both of those balls were absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, he is. He has got some crazy power. That one makes a ton of sense. Taj Bradley tonight has a pretty good fastball. He's in the 89th percentile in fastball run value. His breaking ball run value is the second percentile, so a very, very bad breaking ball. So look for somebody here to take advantage of a hanging breaking pitch and hit that. I could certainly see Cam taking advantage of that. I think that's got Christian Walker written all over it too. Just a hanging breaking ball in the zone, ripping that one over the Crawford boxes. But yeah, you got some good choices here on the Astros.
Taylor Trammell too. If you really want to look, he's lefty facing, right-handed throwing. Taj Bradley. As we've talked about with this Astros outfield, they're just playing the hot hands, man. They're playing the hot hands and just hoping that they can find some consistency from the outfield. So I would imagine Taylor Trammell's going to get another run. He's going to get more run tonight. Maybe hit on him as well. See if that can work. But either way, head over to fanduel.com/podcast to get started. That's fanduel.com/podcast to opt in for Daily Dingers and make your free pick on who's hitting a homer. Play ball and swing for the fences on FanDuel, an official partner of Major League Baseball.
No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Tyler, it would not be the 2026 Astros without their success coming while someone is injured. There's another injury. Jeremy Peña is on the injured list again for the second time in 3 months with what both he and the team are describing as a very mild left calf strain. Does it make you feel any better that they are going out of their way to tell you it is mild?
Makes me feel worse. I don't like that one bit. I don't believe them. Let me know when he's actually coming back. Calf strain. I mean, look, you can't tell yet. I don't buy that. And he went on the IL immediately. It's always scary. So no, I do not believe in it. And it is more scary to me that they keep saying, "Oh, it's really mild. It's a short stint." I don't buy that. We will see, and I will be very happy if he comes back in 10 days. But I will believe it when I see it.
Jeremy talked to us yesterday. It was weird because they played a 10-inning game on Sunday. He played all 10 innings, struck out 4 times, but still he played all 10 innings at shortstop. There was no real outward signs that he was in any discomfort really in the whole series in Detroit. I mean, he was on base a bunch, like aside from that Sunday game, he was on base a bunch, like did a bunch of stuff, made a bunch of nice plays, and he looked normal to all of us. And then we get to the ballpark on Monday and he's out of the lineup, and you just kind of think, oh, like they had a late travel day, just getting him off his feet. Like I thought it was just gonna be a scheduled off day, and then just kind of comes out that Joe Espada used the D word. I think he's going to go get. I think he gets a tongue lashing for using the D word, because the Astros have tried like hell to not say the word discomfort all year, but Joe Espada veered from the script on on Monday, saying that he reported some left leg discomfort coming to the ballpark. Jeremy said essentially this is something he's been dealing with for about a week and a half, and just was trying to play through it. And then it got to a point where he kind of he thought he had to say something. He thought he had to say something just so things didn't get worse. So I don't know if it's better or worse that it didn't happen on one play, and that it was just kind of a gradual buildup of just feeling something and needing to get it taken care of. But it is. I don't want to sound alarm bells, and I don't want to be fatalistic here, but it is a tad concerning that now this is 2 soft tissue injuries for Jeremy Peña within a span of about 3 months. Remember, he strained his right hamstring in April, missed 32 games due to that, and then now he's got the left calf strain. It's different legs, but still, I don't want to compare these two guys because I think it's completely different circumstances. But Alex Bregman dealt with a lot of similar stuff here. Alex Bregman was a guy that just he could not. You could always kind of pencil in for Bregman at least a 2 or 3 week soft tissue injury every season. And he was able to manage it, and he was able to kind of change the way he ran down the base paths. He was able to kind of change the way he did some of his stuff pregame to prepare himself to avoid that. Peña's kind of a different kind of player, though. I mean, he busts it down the line. He's their fastest player on the team. The position he plays at shortstop, has so much range involved and so much lateral movement that the soft tissue injuries are a little bit concerning. But I asked Peña yesterday, is it something that concerns you, or is it just, do you think it's a coincidence? And, he said, in this sport, things happen. He believes in how he's preparing his body each day. He doesn't think he needs to change anything. So he's chalking it up to just, this is part of baseball. This is part of the sport. And, but still, you don't want to see your all-star shortstop having soft tissue injuries like this so frequently.
No, you don't. And you're right. I mean, Peña knows one speed on the base. I mean, he goes full like predator run every time. He does like the Tom Cruise sprint anytime he's on the bases. He's not able to tone that down much. Yeah, I mean, it is a concern because soft tissue injuries, they don't just magically go away. Like he said, he's been dealing with it for a week and a half now. You hope that a week and a half off will heal it enough to make it through. But I mean, I know these guys are always dealing with something, but so much, like you said, so much of his game relies on quick twitch and speed that it is a concern. And he is so valuable. He's only played in 48 games this year, and he is second on the team in WAR. Like he's really, really valuable to the Astros. He's a very good player. And not easily replaced. I mean, it worked out that Nick Allen was also coming back and can play there, but you're not going to replace Jeremy Peña internally with anything remotely resembling his production.
No, they're not. And Nick Allen's going to get most of the run at shortstop. I know Ray Delgado has become a recent fan favorite. Because he's come up with some big hits. Let's give Ray Delgado a lot of credit here. He has come up with some big hits. He's been, maybe the Zach Short of this season. Remember last year when Zach Short just seemed to come up? There was like a 2-week stretch where Zach Short was coming up with huge hits like every other day. Ray Delgado maybe is that. The one thing Ray Delgado is not renowned for is his defense. He is just. I'm not trying to belittle the guy, but Nick Allen is a much more sure-handed defender. That is why the Astros coveted him. That's why they got him in the Mauricio Dubon salary dump. Like, he is a much better defender than Ray Delgado is, which is why he is going to get most of the run at shortstop. But you could see Delgado, pinch hit late in the game if they need maybe a better bat. Joe Espada did say yesterday that he wants to keep Bryce Matthews in his current role, which is kind of like more outfield. Again, they can use him if they need him on the infield. He can play some third. He can play some short, I guess, if they would need it in a pinch. But Bryce Matthews, it sounds like, is going to remain primarily as part of their outfield. And you've seen why. I mean, he's worth, I think, 3 outs above average now in the outfield, part of a very good defensive outfield. So you see a lot of Nick Allen, a lot of Ray Delgado, which is not good for the Astros offense because, again, neither of them are difference makers offensively. Allen is the better defender, which is why he's going to get the majority of the run. But it puts an onus on Yordan Alvarez to maintain what he has been doing. Isaac Paredes has been great for this team for the last month, but this was already a top-heavy lineup. This was already a top-heavy offense, and you're losing your leadoff hitter who, after his hamstring strain, had about an 830 OPS. I mean, this is a brutal blow, but it comes at a decent, for as decent a time as a brutal blow could come. You have an off day Thursday, you have an off day next Thursday, and then the All-Star breaks in 10 days. Like, he technically could come back for that Rangers series right before the All-Star break, but I would imagine that they are going to be very safe. Yeah, I would imagine they're going to be pretty safe with him. But so if there was a time to have this happen, it's right now, but it doesn't make it any easier for them to digest.
Yeah, it's another blow there. I mean, good thing they had this infield surplus, right, Chandler?
Saw Carlos Correa on Monday. It was good to see him again. Good to see him around the clubhouse. He got to catch up with some of his former Twins teammates, former Twins staff. So it was nice to see Carlos around. He's been coming around a lot, like the first game of series, just so he can be in the hitters meetings and be in like the advanced meetings that they do before each series. But
and like a giant boot. What is
he's out of the boot. Like if you were to look at Carlos Correa right now walking, you would never know that he had a tendon or a ligament pop in his ankle. Like, he's walking perfectly fine, like does not look like someone that just had surgery. So that's, I guess, positive news, but he will not be back at any point this season.
I need him in one of those like Walmart scooters going everywhere. I don't want him walking around. Save it for next season, buddy.
They need to put him on a broadcast. Like, if anyone with Space City is listening to this, like, they need to get him in the booth for a game, because I think he would be incredible. Like, just let him be with TK and Blum for a game, because there's been injured guys that have done this before. They've just gone up and been analysts. I think he would be incredible doing that.
Oh yeah, he's gonna do that after his career is over too. I mean, he's so good on TV. Was it what was the series that he was covering? Was it for Fox a couple of years ago where it was like an ALCS that he was working right after leaving?
It was the 2022 ALCS when Jeremy Peña was the MVP, and he interviewed he interviewed Peña after he won the MVP in Yankee Stadium, and that was like a meme that Correa was in the suit and at the desk, and Peña, his replacement, was doing the interview on the field. It was a bunch of worlds colliding.
I agree. He's great on TV. He would do really well there.
They need to find a way to get him on Space City. He would be there tonight, and he could see Tatsuya Imai pitch. We'll talk about Tatsuya Imai, and we'll talk about what lies ahead for the Astros rotation right after this message from our friends at Foul Territory.
People, dehydration sucks. Quince electrolyte stick packs to the rescue. I order them. I use them all of the time.
Listen, as somebody who may or may not have had some adult beverages in their life, the next day, you know what flavor I like? Watermelon. And I don't like watermelon, I'll go raspberry, and it helps me to get my citrus salt in. But if I do, it helps me to get back to normal, feeling good, and ready to go the next day.
Yep, tough workout or dry mouth in the morning, whatever it is, this is going to help you out. Quince always has the best deals for you. You can go on their website and see a number of products. We're talking about not only a product that tastes great, but has 0 sugar options that are also stevia free. Give your body what it really needs to stay hydrated. Go to quince.com/foul for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/FOUL for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/foul. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Ohayo gozaimasu. I'm just trying to show some respect to you, Chandler. I enjoyed your article on Imai. Walk us through that. That was a really fun story. Everyone go read that in The Athletic if you haven't already. Chandler wrote a great story about Imai. I really enjoyed the opening bit there with Okert and then blue ball at the end. But walk us through kind of what you wrote about.
Yeah, it's just, I think, well, first of all, it's really hard to like break Tatsuya Imai's like actual pitching down because like no one knows what kind of pitches he's throwing. Like, I mean, there's a part in the story where like Hunter Brown was convinced he struck out Dylan Dingler on a splitter because of the movement profile, because of how the pitch moved. And Imai was just like, no, it's a slider. And was just adamant that it was a slider. So that's part of it is just like, I am not intelligent enough baseball wise to write about like why the pitching is going well, because like no one can really diagnose like what pitches he is throwing, why this works the way it does. Stephen Okert in the story was just like, I have no idea how this works, but hitters don't either, apparently. So I kind of wanted to attack it from just like it's very clear that he is more comfortable just with everything. And you guys see it on the mound, obviously. The body language in his last few starts has been a lot better. You're seeing him smile. You're seeing him clap, or like show more emotion on the mound. But just by virtue of me being able to be around the team a little bit more than most people, I'm getting to see it kind of up close. And you're getting to see him be a lot more involved in the clubhouse. And this is not a situation, and Hunter Brown said this, and the quote didn't make the story, and I'm now kicking myself kind of for not putting it in there. But Hunter Brown said this is not as if he was a recluse. And Hunter used the word recluse. That's that Wayne State education. Props to you, Hunter. Mm-hmm. He said this is not as if he was a recluse that is now just like come out of his shell. He's always been like talkative and always been kind of one of the guys, but it's very clear that he's just more comfortable. He's just more comfortable around everyone. He is, and Hunter said, it's a thing that takes time. And so I wanted to just kind of see what changes that his teammates have observed in him and kind of the evolution of how he's come from, the beginning of April until now. And it was very enlightening to kind of hear kind of some of the stuff they've done with him, some of the stuff they've done to make him feel welcome, stuff that they make him feel, part of the team. You mentioned the bowing. If you read the story, which I'll link in the description to the pod, but so in Japanese culture, younger people have to make more profound bows toward their elders. It's a show of politeness, of respect, of reverence. The Japanese culture is very rooted in respect and reverence and hierarchical things like that. So Stephen Okert's 35. He's the oldest pitcher on the team. So he informed Tatsuya Imai that because Imai is 28, Imai now must take off his cap and bow all the way down to Stephen Okert. And Okert, and I wanted to make it very clear too that they're not making fun of this. This is not like this is respectful, and this is like very kind of lighthearted, but this is not a situation where they're making fun of this. So Okert will turn to Kentaro Sasaki, who is Imai's trainer and who is older than Okert, and Okert will reciprocate to him and do a very deep bow to Sasaki. And speaking of Sasaki, he's a big player in this too. Talking to Imai, I don't think we really understood how much he missed that guy. Kentaro Sasaki, who was not with the team until about mid-April. He didn't get here. He had some visa issues. And I think that contributed a lot to some of his early struggles. They've worked together for 4 or 5 years. Imai said he knows just how I work physically, how I work mentally. He knows. I think having him has added another layer of comfort as well. But just listening to how he kind of interacts with his teammates, they joke around a lot with him, and Imai has started responding to a lot of their jokes with like one-line English comebacks. And I think the thing that I found the most, I found just the cutest thing, to be honest with you. Peter Lambert said, he doesn't double up on the one-liners. Like, it's not the same English one-liner every time. It's always something different. And Peter Lambert said, like, that means more to us than really anything, because it shows he's trying. It shows that, like, he's got Shio Inamoto, his interpreter, that's helping him out, obviously. But, like, it's not as if he's just saying one English phrase the whole time. He's trying to learn. He's trying to get himself out there. And Imai said, he goes, it'd be boring if I said the same thing every time. So why not mix it up? And I think if one thing we have realized with this whole experience, Tyler, is it's not boring. Nothing about any of this has been boring. And I think it's right up Imai's alley to kind of keep people guessing.
So my pawpaw was the king of just non sequitur one-liner. So if you can share this one to Imai secretly so he can use it, this is a great one. My pawpaw used this. I no idea what it means, where it came from. Maybe somebody here, someone else will have said this to them in their life. I doubt it. But my pawpaw, anytime you asked him what he was doing later or what he had plans for the next day or whatever, he would always say he was going down to Galveston to pick up a load of goats. I don't know what that means, but that has become a saying in our family. So if you could pass that along to Imai to see if he'll drop that to everybody. Hey, what are you doing on Thursday? I'm going down to Galveston to pick up a load of goats. I don't know what it means, but that, there you go. You're welcome to use that one.
I'll pass it along to Shio for you. Yeah, so the thing you mentioned with I'm not going to try to pronounce the Japanese way to say.
I tried. I did my
good
best.
Morning. So AJ Blueball is from Ohio. Like he is from Ohio, and so when he told me originally,
you
like
mean
he was
the name, the Good Morning
state.
Ohio,
the state, yes. So I think like when he was pronouncing this name, it sounds like Ohio. So I'm going to just go with like it's Ohio. Ohio means good morning in Japanese, but
Ohana means family.
Ohana
right?
means family, as Lilo and Stitch taught us. But
R.I.P.
Ohio may she rest. Man, we're going off the rails here. Anyway, Ohio means family. No, Ohio doesn't mean family. Damn it! I hate you so much. Oh man. Ohio means good morning. Ohio means good morning in Japanese. But because, again, as we were discussing with elders and young people, if you were a younger person telling an elder good morning in Japanese culture, you have to add a word that I am not going to try to pronounce.
Try it.
But gozamasu? We'll try gozamasu. Gozaimasu. So once AJ Blueball figured that out, AJ Blueball's 26. Well, he'll turn 26 on July 4th on Saturday. Happy early birthday, AJ. He's younger than Imai. So according to AJ, he will now, when he sees Imai for the first time every day, he will get on the ground, like bow on the ground to where he is laying on the ground and say, Ohio gozaimasu. And Blueball said it always gets a smile out of Imai and it makes his day. So
that's great.
I think
baseball players are so weird.
Yeah, they are. We'll have Josh will be on the show tomorrow, but I think just he quote tweeted earlier when I tweeted a lot of this stuff out. He said that this stuff matters. That
for sure,
and it really does show. It's so hard to talk about this because it's unquantifiable and it's hard to like really write about, but they've got a good culture in there. They really do. And it's transcended eras, it's transcended faces. They've got the core faces that have stayed the same with Altuve and Correa now and Alvarez, but like just the culture that they have built is so welcoming and so just kind of amenable to everyone that I'm not sure we gave that enough credit when Imai was struggling earlier in the season. You knew that it would come together, but I just think it was a situation where, and I wrote this, like I think they always knew that there would be a learning curve just because these two parties had never done this before. Imai's the first NPB player to play for the Astros straight from that league. Um, and then Imai's never done this before. So it's two parties that are completely new to this. And I don't think any of us could have known how steep the learning curve was going to be until they were in it, right? Until they were just in the middle of navigating it. And I know it was frustrating when you're paying a guy $18 million when they have put him up on these murals and made him such a big part of this. You expect instant results. You expect him to instantly do what Ohtani, Yamamoto, Kodai Senga in his first year, Murakami now for the White Sox, Okamoto for the Blue Jays. Like you expect, they were instant successes. And it just doesn't work like that sometimes. And I just think, I think, I'm not saying they're out of the woods yet. This is still a guy that 3 starts ago took a 9-0 lead before he threw a pitch on the mound and got 2 outs. I mean, that was 3 starts ago. That was not way back when. So they're not out of the woods yet. This is not a thing where he's totally turned around and fine. But they have more optimism around him than they have had all season. And I think that's a very good thing for a rotation that needs somebody behind Hunter Brown to really step up and solidify, that second spot in the rotation. And right now, if we're talking recent results right now, Imai is that guy.
So they're not out of the woods yet. Are they in the clear yet?
In the clear yet? Good.
You mentioned the culture, and I agree. And not to get too sappy here, but I think it's a perfect representation of Houston and the melting pot that this city is. That there's so many cultures represented here, and it's not divided. There's so many fusions of cultures. I mean, look at all the food around Houston. One of my favorite restaurants down the road is Nobi, which is like this Vietnamese fusion restaurant where you can get pork fried rice with an egg. And, like that, I do think it is something about just the city of Houston where you live here and all cultures are represented and together. And I do think that says something about the Astros clubhouse as well. Cause you're right. It's transcended just some players, it's part of the Astros clubhouse. And yeah, I loved the story. It was really great. I hope everybody goes and reads that.
So, and the other thing that made the headline, so normally you do this with every like Japanese player or foreign player that comes over, like you ask, like, oh, what foods do you like? Like, have you tried anything American style food that you didn't have in Japan? And Imai said he loves acai bowls. Acai is accessible in Japan. They have it in Japan. It's not like an American thing. But he said he never tried it in Japan. But now that he's in the U.S., he eats them at Daikin Park all the time. And they are so good that he said they are so good that his wife asks him constantly to bring them home after he's been at the field. So Astros, if you need marketing opportunities, sell Imai's acai bowls in one of the concourses on days he starts. And
acai Imai bowl. There you go. I want a cut of that.
Yeah. They could start that tonight because Tatsuya Imai will pitch against the Minnesota Twins tonight. Still unclear what's going to happen after that. Christian Javier is with the team. He's been with the team since I got back home. I can tell you Spencer Arrighetti threw a bullpen on Tuesday afternoon, which would indicate, normally starters throw their bullpens 2 days before they pitch. Again, there's an off day on Thursday, so a lot of things kind of thrown into flux. But Spencer Arrighetti threw his bullpen. Mike Burrows, I wouldn't say distinguished himself on Tuesday night against the Twins. But look, after what the first inning looked like, for him to get through 5 innings, and he really rolled there through second through fifth inning. But, not the greatest start in the world, but not something that I think would force them to do something drastic. So there's still a lot up in the air. Again, we've been over what it could be. They could start Christian Javier on Friday against the Rays, have Hunter Brown go Saturday, and then Peter Lambert go Sunday. That would mean Javier and Brown are on an extra day of rest. They could start Spencer Arrighetti on Friday, Christian Javier on Saturday, and Hunter Brown on Sunday. But that would mean Javier and Brown are going a week between starts, which is not really advisable. They could piggyback someone on Friday, maybe piggyback Javier and Arrighetti. They could move Arrighetti to the bullpen for a quote unquote breather like they did with Burrows earlier in the season. Or, they could option somebody. I don't know. I don't know what they are going to do. I don't think they know what they're going to do yet. Just talking to some people, it sounds like a lot is still up in the air, a lot still undecided, but I guess we'll see. Do you have any final guesses before we probably find out later today?
My guess would be at some point here we see a Mike Burrows option just because he is already at 90 innings. He threw 96 innings last season. And you've got the All-Star break coming up. You could certainly see this being like a 2 or 3 week rest here. Maybe make one start down there, 2 starts, something like that. Work on some things, maybe try to fix the arm angle. But that would be my initial reaction, just because you have options and he's already so high in innings. Like, he's not going to pitch every 5th day for the rest of the season anyway, just at the innings that he's at. So that would be my first instinct. But we shall see.
We shall see, and we'll find out probably today, probably tonight. So we'll talk about that with Josh Reddick on Thursday's episode of Crush City Territory. But until then, you can follow me on X at Chandler_Roman. You can follow Tyler at Tyler C. Stafford. Please rate and review us on Apple and Spotify. Please like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you get notified anytime we post a new podcast, which, like I said, will be Thursday afternoon when Josh Reddick returns from his palatial vacation to give us all the insights he has on the Astros clubhouse culture and why profound bows to Tatsuya Imai are a good thing. But until then, thank you for listening, and we will talk to you soon.
Apologies to Coheed and Cambria for this one. Yordan Alvarez, you hit home runs, the balls you hit over the walls, the lack of whiffs you didn't have. I hope that you're a Stro for life. Bye.